Well, Ellen DeGeneres is in a little bit of trouble. Seems that some of her employees aren't too happy with the way that they were treated on the show, which I think is pretty funny. So let's look into this. What's funny about this is Ellen's show is all about caring and being kind, but it would seem like she was anything but that. At least her staff was. I don't know if she can be directly connected to this or not, but I would imagine in today's climate, that doesn't really matter because you can get canceled for just about anything anymore. So I would say her being the head of the show is probably going to end up biting her in the back a little bit. I don't know how far this will go because she's kind of a golden child for a lot of people. So we'll see. But regardless, it's still pretty fun to talk about. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So apparently, Ellen DeGeneres' show is hit by new bullying and racism claims as staff say they fired an employee for attending a family funeral while another was let go after they tried to, well, do something pretty terrible to themselves. That's not good, Ellen. Why would you allow this on your set? What's going on here? I thought you cared about people. Multiple claims in this article that all of that is for show. If you remember, and they bring it up here at the end of the article, Ellen was originally referring to her time being locked down in her big, $1 million mansion as being like in jail. There's tons of people out there during lockdown in small apartments. Heck, I'm sure on some campuses for college, many people are locked in a small room, probably with another person, as most people in dorms share those. But yeah, being locked down in your mansion sure is like jail with all of your accommodations and vast resources. Yes, it's quite the same thing. So she got a little bit of heat over that. And then now all this comes out. To be fair, I don't think any of this will blow back on her. Some people just don't get in trouble for things. You can look at Nick Cannon recently, who did some really nasty stuff, nasty statements. All he had to do was a small little apology, and he got his job back. But if this had been anybody else in a situation like that, they would completely lose everything. But a small little apology is okay from Nick Cannon. So I'm sure Ellen will put out a little statement. We're going to go through this, but, she'll put out a little statement and say, hey, I'm sorry. And all will be forgiven because, well, when you're on that side of the aisle, all is okay unless you do something, really bad, or they want to put you out as an example or something. There's exceptions, but I think Ellen will walk away from a lot of this unscathed. She'll probably sacrifice a lot of employees, but she herself will be okay, I think. But anyway, let's take a look and see what's going on here. So, 10 former and 1 current employee of Ellen's talk show claim they faced bullying and racism behind the scenes and that they were even fired for attending family funerals. That's not good, Ellen. Why would you allow this? This isn't good at all. Why would you allow this on your show? It's not a good look, Ellen. Not a good look. The show, which has been airing since 2003, has built a brand around the compassionate slogan of Be Kind, which ranges from dishing out cash to people who appear on the show and instituting wider charity initiatives. However, many of the former staffers claim it's all for show, and it does seem to be that way. So let's take a look at one of the claims here. That Be Kind BS only happens when the cameras are on. It's all for show. One ex-staffer told BuzzFeed, I know they give money to people to help them out, but it's for show. One black woman claimed that she was the subject of racist microaggressions and abuse over an 18-month period. Soon after she was hired, she recalled being told by a senior producer that I hope we don't get confused by the fact that 2 black employees have box braids. Oh, that's not good, Ellen. You can't be doing stuff like that. You can't be doing that stuff Like, why would you do this? You know that that's not very acceptable to let employees run around like that. And here's the thing. It's not coming from just one person. From what I understand, this is from multiple people over multiple periods of time on the show, which I believe has been running, since 2003. That's quite a long period. If it was just one person saying this stuff, I would be a little bit more like, well, this could just be some disgruntled employee. But the problem here is that there's multiple people that are coming forward about this treatment, which says there's something going on. And I don't think there's no way Ellen has no idea what's going on here. She would have to know something. Somebody could have told her something. And it seems like she just wanted to brush it off. All these people get really big heads and think they're untouchable. And I don't think that that's quite the case this time. We'll see if something happens. I do think she'll get away with it. I do. The microaggression stuff is kind of funny. I don't even really get what microaggressions are. It's like we're coming up with new terms for all the time. But there's some legitimate, if it is legitimate, stuff in here. I think that it's pretty concerning. Particularly the person, and we'll get to them, that said they went to a funeral. They went to a funeral and got fired for it, which is like, really? I mean, usually even the cruelest of companies will give you some bereavement. Usually, as long as you come back with something saying you were at a funeral, usually okay. I think like every company I've ever worked for has allowed that. It's got to be usually like a close family member. I know some places, I worked for one that if you had a cousin, they wouldn't give you the time off, which is kind of some trash, to be honest. I think anybody in your family, if you need to go to a funeral, you should be allowed to. I think that that's a fair thing. A good employer would let you do that. I think that that's fair. You should be allowed to go grieve, especially, I mean, who cares? If somebody's close to you and you want to go to their funeral, you should be allowed to go, but whatever. Anyway. Let's continue on to this little statement, which is pretty bad. She was also allegedly told by one of the show's writers, "I'm sorry, I only know the names of the white people who work here." Oof. That's not very good, Ellen. Why would you allow this on your show? Ellen, that's not good. That's not a very good comment. Why would you allow this? The employees pinned the blame on executive producers rather than Ellen herself, but accused DeGeneres of not being involved enough to see what was happening on her show. If she wants to have her own show and have her name on the show title, she needs to be more involved to see what's going on, one ex-employee said. They added that it seemed like the executive producers told the host things are going great, everybody's happy, and she just believes that. They say Ellen should be checking the welfare of her staff herself. Now, to be fair, I don't believe that. I mean, running the show, and plus, she's probably busy. She got all kinds of stuff going on. The point of producers and all of that other stuff is that they run the show. Now, she should look more into the people she hires to run the show. Absolutely, I do think that. But at that point, I think the people that are running the show are the ones that should take the full brunt of it. However, hiring them is on her. Absolutely. As far as I know, she does that. I could be wrong, but it's her show. She runs it. She's the boss. So I think their behavior somewhat falls on her because, well, she's the captain of the ship, and the captain is responsible for their crew. That's a thing. However, I don't think she deserves too much of the blame if all of this is true, but she definitely deserves some of it. A lot of this is her fault because she hires these people, and they're just telling her everything is going on well. And I wonder how much she didn't know was going on. That's another thing. I think she probably had an idea of some stuff. I don't think she should be totally found not guilty of some of this stuff. Like I said, some of these people are probably her hires. So over the course of nearly 2 decades, 3,000 episodes, and employing over 1,000 staff members, we have strived to create an open and safe, inclusive work environment. Read the announcement written by Ed Glavin, Mark Connolly, and Andy Lesner. We are truly heartbroken and sorry to learn that even one person in our production family has had negative experience. It's not who we are and not who we strive to be, and not the mission Ellen has set for us. For the record, the day-to-day responsibility of the Ellen Show is completely on us. We take all of this very seriously, and we realize as many in the world are learning that we need to do better, are committed to doing better, and we will do better, the statement added. Now, that's I don't know, that's good enough. Now, in today's day and age, you need to give to some charities and all kinds of stuff if you're going to apologize for some of these kinds of claims being made to you. And I would imagine some people probably are going to get fired. We'll see if anything even happens. I got to tell you, in some ways, I think Ellen is untouchable. And we'll see if anything even happens from this. I would be shocked if nothing happens, though. We'll see how much traction this picks up. That's the thing. I've only seen 2 outlets talk about, obviously BuzzFeed and the Daily Mail, but a lot of the other outlets that I check aren't even talking about this story, which I find kind of interesting. Anyway, the same African-American employee said she asked producers not to use terms like spirit animal, and was referred to as the PC police by colleagues. I don't know what that even means, spirit animal. So I can't comment on that. I don't know. But, yeah, saying they're the PC police, that's probably not good. That's probably not good either. She brought up the issue with her boss, who said they had a black friend and that they understand struggle. That's not good either. Why would you say something like that? It's probably not the best thing to say, and it's probably not going to be a good look. But she said, yeah, the be kind stuff, all performative BS. She said that she asked for a raise owing up to a new hire being paid more, and that she asked senior producers to roll out diversity training. Eventually, she walked out of the show one day and never returned. I feel angry about the way I was treated. And some of the stuff, like you're asking everybody to get training, that costs a lot of money. Calling the PC police over something, I don't know about that either. I think saying, oh, yeah, I've got a friend that's the same as you, I understand your struggle, that's probably not the best thing to say to someone. You would think, especially, what is this, out in Hollywood where this is shot? You think they would be a little bit more careful about what they say, but apparently they're just saying whatever the hell they want on the Ellen DeGeneres show, which is obviously now coming back to bite them in the ass, just a little bit. Another who had been working on the show returned after being checked into a mental health facility following a attempt to take themselves out, to find that her position was terminated. You'd think that if someone just tried to take themselves out, you don't want to add any more stress to their life, the employee said. Now, that's interesting. That's a really big deal. Now, that person should be able to prove that, by the way. So if they could go to that mental health facility, get some kind of record that they were there and checked out and then came back to work and got fired, that could maybe, I don't know if that could turn into a lawsuit or not, but that either way would not look good. Those are providable receipts that this person could pull out. That to me is crazy. Why would you, so this person comes back and you fire them? Now imagine if this person had actually used that and did something terrible and it got linked back to that show. Whew. You ain't getting out of that one, Ellen. You ain't getting out of that one. And there's more stuff in here. All kinds of claims. There's a couple different reports floating around, actually. And it does not look good. A current employee anonymously said that the show's producers held a meeting with all of the staff to address the current allegations. Another former employee said they had a tough year in which they had to battle supervisors and HR for time off, but they were finally fired after the family funeral. Those are also receipts that are providable if you have records from that the funeral happened and you got fired for going. However, like I said, that's different policies at every company. So usually you can get time off for a funeral depending on your relation to the deceased person. So if it was a brother, sister, parent, grandmother, directly related, like something like that, usually most places will let you go. So we don't know, like, if this is just their family buddy, you know. I personally think you should be allowed to go, maybe go and come back. At least you should at least be able to attend the funeral. But that's just my personal thing. I don't, I'm not going to tell a business what they should do, but I think that's good for morale and keeping your employees happy for sure, letting them do something like that. But yeah, a lot of nasty stuff coming out on Ellen DeGeneres. Will anything happen to her? I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. We live in quite the cancel culturist time. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you feel bad for poor old Ellen? Do you think there's a storm coming for Ellen? Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, if you would, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.